right now on the cusp of, how do you say, world adjustment or structural change. Everybody's talking about Chinese convertibility. Will the renminbi become convertible? Will the domestic Chinese capital market be developed? How do you see that challenge? How do you see the challenge of U.S. or even U.S., Europe, and China, where China is large but does not have a convertible capital market? They're a very different structure.
Well, China has to move there sooner rather than later. I think the Chinese, as you know, the lesson they apparently took away from the '98 crisis, Asian crisis, was don't let foreign finance come in a big way. So build your surplus.
Don't let them come in, because then they'd let them leave.
Yeah, they want to leave at some point, and they don't want to leave at a point that you want them to leave.
Right.
They want to leave at a point of their own choosing, and that could be problematic. But people tell me that what they've learned from the 2008 crisis was don't be dependent on foreign demand. Now that's a very important lesson if that's what they've taken away.
Foreign demand in the goods market.
In the goods market.
Yes.
Because that would suggest that they would then focus more on expanding domestic demand. And they know that it's not just a matter of allowing the exchange rate to appreciate. It means getting a financial sector that actually pays people a good interest rate for the money they're putting in, doesn't sort of give them nothing. It's an economy which actually pays labor what it's worth. It's an economy where the firms don't capture the lion's share of income. Households get more income than they're getting right now.
Given their scale, environmental consideration can be priced accurately as well.
Absolutely. Where inputs aren't dead cheap for the firms, where taxes aren't extremely low. I mean, it is, what people don't realize is how much of a producer-biased economy China is. If you're a producer-biased economy, you know, it's not a surprise there's no consumption. Because incomes aren't going to the households. Now, the Chinese realize this and are working to change this. But of course, there are strong vested interests, organized interests amongst the state-owned firms, the state-owned banks, like things the way they are. So this is the big challenge for China. How do you sort of combat these interests, which go way up to the top, and open up the economy in such a way that the households get more incomes and start spending more so that you expand domestic demand. And it's not just households on the coastal areas, but households in the interior, which you need to get their demand going. So this is tough because it involves essentially a change in strategy of growth. It involves things like making the financial markets more competitive. It involves things like taking money away from the firms when they make it and spreading it out to investors and saying you can't hold on to this and keep investing until you destroy the productivity of investment. You've got to start paying dividends out in a big way.